Good day, everyone. I once again welcome you all to Dr. Kafayat Lamidi Self-Education Platform Series 2. In this second series, we are going to be looking at participants-led visual method. This topic is in relation to how we can use participant-led visual method in qualitative to enhance qualitative methods in entrepreneurship research. Before I dive into detail, let me briefly give some notifications in terms of who the primary beneficiary of this topic will be. Specifically, this particular topic of today will be of greater benefit to those who are interested in research, be it in the industry or in the academic environments. And research is not easy, just to mention, but my words of encouragement to researchers out there, PhD candidates out there, is to never give up. Never give up. Don't give up. Just keep thriving, keep pushing, stay calm, and continue to move forward steadily. So, what do I mean by participant-led visual method? And it's worth noting again that this particular topic that I'm sharing with you is a major contribution in my thesis, which is chapter 5 of my thesis. And I'm delighted, very delighted, to talk about it today to help my fellow researchers and other PhD candidates out there. Participant-led visual method can be used in different ways. First is seen as a creative diagram or drawing. You can use it as an innovative approach, and you can make an innovative contribution to your research in terms of methodology. Just like the way I did, you can do far more better. And you can use it either to collect data or to disseminate your research finding in terms of the way you analyze or how you present your research outcome to the audience. Also, it is useful to reduce, to condense, and to help you visualize qualitative information. As we all know, qualitative research it generates a lot of data, and by applying participant-led visual method, my own terms in my thesis, you will be able to reduce and shrink down this large amount of information into something very visual, something meaningful that can actively engage your reader. Also, you can use it to stimulate knowledge. How do I mean by stimulate knowledge? Let me briefly point to that, because we're going to look at each of these elements in the following slide or in the next slide. You can use it to stimulate knowledge in terms of your research participant trying to get out to get to the bottom of your topic, to get to the roots of the detail of the information, to help you gain insight from their expertise. Then it helps also to derive meaning, which is the essence of adopting or utilizing qualitative research, because you want to derive meaning. So use it to complement other forms of qualitative methods that you will be using in your research to help you derive in-depth meaning. And last but not the least is it helps you to interpret, to explain vividly your research outcome in a visual method. So, the diagram or the drawing aspect, how do you implement it? First, you invite your research participants in terms of who your who you want to conduct or who you want to help you voluntarily take part in your study, you send them email invitation, explain to them what your research is, the purpose of your research, and how their information will be used. Then briefly let them understand that they will be asked to produce some sort of diagram, and which may be explained during the interview or after the interview or before the interview session. It depends on how you structure your interview. But in my case, because it's semi-structured interview, I invited them to draw me a diagram before the interview session, and during the interview discussion, they were able to expatiate what they mean by their diagram. Then also, the diagram can serve as catalyst for discussion, which will help you as the researcher to generate, to explore, as well as to be able to record your ideas in a very visual way. And the second element of the participant-led visual method, as I mentioned earlier, is to collect data and to help you to analyze your results. For this aspect, it will help you as a researcher. For example, let me be specific. If you are an international student, as in my case, it will help you to break the barrier of cross communication or cross cultural communication, in the sense that it will help to eliminate some form of language barrier that you think might obstruct your interpretation or meaning of your research outcome. Because these your participants have been asked to produce a diagram, and they were able to talk through it during the interview session with me. So it is not that what they said has not been interpreted the way they said it during the interview session, because I'll be able to produce this diagram alongside my interview scripts. Third element is the data visualization. As I said, it is one aspect of that valuable complementary to gain insights into qualitative research, especially within the entrepreneurship settings, because there's this gap that it is, which I will still cover in the next slide as well, is not being often used, is rarely used in entrepreneurship research outlets. So in terms of data visualization, as I said, it will help you to compress large information into chunk. So the fourth element of my participant-led visual method is knowledge stimulation and data triangulation, which is where my major contribution in terms of methodology contribution sits. The first part is it will help you to thoughtfully, like I said, get insight into the different interpretation that your research participants may ascribe to the same question. You can ask them one question, but you will be able to see and to be able to capture that meaning to that one particular question from their different views in a more in-depth way, or let me say in an in-depth manner. And this will add real value to validate the genuinity of your research. The last but not the least is in terms of your data presentation and data interpretation. As you have used participant-led visual method to collect data from information, you can also use it to interpret what the findings in your research is, and also use participant-led visual method to feedback or to communicate and disseminate back to your reader, to the audience, or to those who have taken part in your research what the outcome is, rather than producing them with a lengthy document of reports or findings. Just shrunk it down using participant-led visual method to capture the whole stories. And it's also worth noting that researchers as social actors, we are placed within certain contexts at a particular period of time. That means that our experiences or our background may be informed by certain series of factors, such as our ethnicity background, our geographical locations. And when you use participant-led visual method, you will be able to overcome some of these issues. So, having highlight the uses or the advantages of participant-led visual method. What are its limitations? Firstly, the gap in the entrepreneurship outlet there is the limitation of the application of this particular method within the entrepreneurship research. Then, secondly, from my own practical observation in conducting my research, it is time consuming. It is time consuming, and some of your participants may decide, because you are asking them to undertake extra tasks, which is aside from the interview session that they want to voluntarily take part, to see it as another job and to withdraw. They may likely withdraw from taking part in your whole study. So be prepared. Even though you have a gap to fulfill, you still have to consider the time factor as well. The major contribution of participant-led visual method in terms of methodological contribution is my triangulation. Yeah, because I've implemented in my thesis, which you can also do, different series of qualitative methods, which mainly is the semi-structured interviews, but within that I was able to do desk exercise or desk study, which some people describe majorly as the document analysis. And because the participant-led visual method is a gap in the entrepreneurship research, so I was able to make that innovative contribution within my research, which is chapter 6 of my thesis, and you will see in detail what these contributions are. And to mention, because you use variety of methods, so where is the contribution? How do you want to justify your point? So you will be able to say and acknowledge that though you've asked your participant to contribute or to take part in the diagram task, but none of them are willing, due to time constraints or due to some other issue, to do the diagram, but they've taken part in the interview. And for those who have taken part in both the semi-structured interview and the diagram activity or the drawing activity part of it, you will be able to validate. You will be able to validate your research outcome. You will be able to support and to enhance the validity of your research. It is important, once again, to mention or to acknowledge that not all your participants, because not all of them will definitely agree with you to take part in the drawing task. So let's look at some examples of how time factor or timing issue can arise when you are using participant-led visual method. My first example, look at this extract that says, they are busy people, so the mind map exercise that participant is referring to my diagram activities that I've asked them to produce may be asking too much from these people, as these tasks take time to produce. So these examples I'm giving you are from my interview scripts, what my participants have said before taking part in the task. And the second example is, I don't have time to produce a mind map or a taxonomy for you, just in case this rules me out. So look at that. Pay attention to that. Just in case this rules me out. Which means, is it a must for them to take part in the diagram activity or not? Which obviously every participant contributing to your research or taking part in your study have voluntarily contributing, are voluntarily supporting you to carry out your research. So it's not a must. You must not enforce, you must not put them under duress that they have to do it. They don't have to do it if they don't want to do it. So let me continue to read it out. In terms of timing, can we do this by phone? And if so, how about 10 a.m. on Friday, the 21st of August? So you can see, due to timing, that's one issue, due to timing, but because you have asked them to produce the diagram, this person have said that my rule their participation out. They might not be able to take part in it if it is compulsory. However, because I didn't make it compulsory, I'm not putting them under duress. I'm not forcing them to take part or to draw the diagram. It is a free will act, which is one ethical base of your research, which you have to fulfill as researchers, whether you are academic or industrial researchers. And also, there is timing in terms of how I want the interview to take place. If it has to be face-to-face, I might be taking too much of the time of my participant, whereas in this person's case, he said he would prefer to do it by telephone, which is also welcome. So you must be open to let your participant choose how they want and what they want to do with you in your research. I hope that it's understood. So let me give you another examples in terms of how one question can generate different responses from your research participants. For example, in question 2 of my thesis, I've asked these particular questions. I said, in terms of you working within the UK higher education context, please, how would you describe the term entrepreneurial university? It's the same question I've asked all my 32 participants, but they have different responses. And some of them who produce the diagram, they were able to display, to convey it more concisely, how and what they mean by entrepreneurial university in terms of their own context. Because entrepreneurial university can mean different into different university, depending on their working environments, or based on the activities that they give or the service they render to people. So this example, just only 3 I've given you today. There are more. Some universities believe that entrepreneurial university is that university that is enterprise, that is business engaged. Other people consider it to be a collaborative university, the one that is open to work with other organizations out there, and other university out there believe it is what you consider to be innovative. Are you doing something new? If you are doing something new, what and how is it new? Is it making innovative contribution to the economy? So these are just examples for you to see how one particular question can lead to different answers. I've produced here today one of my participant-led diagram that was supplied by one of my valuable participants. And as you can see, this is what we've been talking about. Some participants may decide to produce you data in this format, or to use their hand to sketch it out, which I have in my appendix. If you go to my thesis, let me mention the title of my thesis for you, so that if you want to check it online, my thesis title is An Investigation into the Determinants and Characteristics of the Entrepreneurial University, Evidence from Entrepreneurial Universities in the UK. And it's a doctoral thesis taking place at the University of Huddersfield in the UK. And I hope it's going to be available for you to download next year, I think April next year, because as you know, a thesis is an official document. So I can only share these few details with you for now, but in detail you can download my thesis via the university repository website. So my concluding remark to you all, my active listeners, is that have a stress-free day, and thank you so much for your time to listen to me. And please do follow or like us for more educational platform series like this via our Twitter page, which is at Cafe_Hood, or Facebook at Cafe Huddersfield separate word, or on Instagram Cafe Huddersfield one word. On YouTube also we'll be uploading this video where you can watch it later at your own time at Kafayat Lamidi. Also on LinkedIn at Dr. Kafayat Kehinde Lamidi. Also, I've launched a Telegram page where you can follow us, you can join or ask me to join you. Just search for Dr. Kafayat Kehinde Lamidi or use my number to find me, or my name, Dr. Kafayat Kehinde Lamidi. And please, 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 I am open to your suggestion. If there is any questions you would like to ask me, please send them to kafike@hotmail.co.uk. And if there's any other topic you would like to suggest for me to cover on this platform, please also send them through via my email, kafike@hotmail.co.uk. Thank you very much once again, and I appreciate you all. Bye for now. Have a wonderful and stress-free day. Thank you once again. Bye.